Hello and welcome to the podcast on Just a Theory, Evolution. A lot of times people confuse the word theory with something that they may think as a random guess. Well, in science, a theory is not a random guess. To get elevated to the status of theory, you have to have quite a bit of evidence. You have to have a lot of testing. You have to have a lot of questioning. You have to have a lot of peer reviewing of different works, just so a theory can be proposed as a theory. You wouldn't call the atomic theory just a theory, would you? We'd all say that atoms exist. Well, atomic theory says there's electrons, there's protons, there's neutrons. How did we come to that conclusion? Well, because tests have been done over time, we've seen evidence of all those being there, and so we've been able to derive things to the periodic table from that. So scientific theories require quite a bit of evidence, quite a bit of questioning, so that they can be elevated to the level of a theory. Now, one of the biggest misconceptions is that a theory is not as sound as a law. And do you know what I have to say to that notion? That's false. That's false. It's false. It's false. Theories and laws both require quite a bit of information, but theories explain things. They explain the how, the why, the how things came to be. So atomic theory explains how atoms are as they are. The evolution theory obviously explains how the process of evolution takes place. Laws are more succinct in their explanation, meaning they're shorter, and they explain kind of different things that are observed, what happens. So Newton's laws of motion, the action and reaction, in motion stays in motion, doesn't really explain why those things are as they are. It just explains this is something that we've observed, this is something we've tested, this is something we've seen taking place over and over again. Both of them, theories and laws, require quite a bit of information in order to be what they are, in order to be scientifically accepted. And so it's a misconception to think, well, it's just a theory, it's going to be elevated to a law. No, that's not the case, because there is no elevation. They're both equal, except one explains the how or the why, that's the theory, and one explains the what, and that's the law. So don't be confused about evolution being just a theory. It's not just a theory. It's been tested for many years. We're continuing to modify our understanding day after day of evolution. But it is a scientific theory, and it is a very legitimate scientific theory.